Hello and welcome to pubnfig. Now I know it has been a long while since I've posted anything. I've just been very busy and I am literally in the middle of working on another video. I filmed half of it, who knows how long ago now, and I'm kind of filmed the other half immediately right after this. But this video is going to be kind of my tribute to celebrating the 5th anniversary of Avengers Endgame. Because the weekend I'm getting this out of is the weekend 5 years after the initial release. Currently filming this on the 26th, which is Friday, which means yesterday, the Thursday the 25th, I saw Avengers Endgame on the Thursday of the 25th of 2019. For this video though, I'm not going to really talk about Endgame. This is actually a little bit more Infinity War territory, but it's still just my way of doing some kind of Endgame tribute. Now, we're going to get into the meat of it because I'm assuming you saw the title and the thumbnail and are wondering what on earth we're getting to it. We're going to go ahead and get to it right now. Now, this has been a gripe I have had probably since 2019 or late 2018 because I had to make sure when this was. So it was before Endgame actually came out. I had gone to Disneyland Paris, so the European Disney. They did have a few Marvel things there, like kind of a small Marvel section. I don't think they really had any rides. They did have some kind of an attraction thing where it was kind of like a stage performance thing, which was pretty cool. But there was, I think it was around then that I kind of felt something with the Disney parks that I feel like Disney could have capitalized on, and they just haven't. And so I've had this idea for, I don't know how many years. I wouldn't be surprised if it's been about 5 years now. But, I mean, you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title. It is the Star-Lord Bubble Blaster. I feel like that could be a selling of enough name, but let me explain why I feel this heavily. So in Avengers Infinity War, I'm assuming we all remember the scene where Star-Lord has to make the shot to Gamora, and Thanos, just for the fun of it, replaces the plasma or whatever works for these laser guns into bubbles, just kind of as a way to mock, and kind of as a subversion in some way to be like, oh no, we're doing this deep moment, and haha, kind of funny bubbles, and then he turns the gun to bubbles. But keep that scene in mind. That's kind of where we're going with this. In the Disney parks, there are these bubble wands. They're basically these tubes. You have the spherical end on it. I feel like it's mostly Disney princesses. I'm sure there's other prints and stuff on there, but that's just what comes to mind from memory. I should have done a little bit more research, but I know it's generally the kind of same theme, and they just shoot bubbles everywhere. Point is, Disney, I'm talking to you directly. If you want to make money, do a Star-Lord Bubble Blaster. Because I feel like, especially if they're mostly like the Disney princess prints, they're not appealing to the boy demographic. So, if you want to appeal to the boy demographic, give them something a little more masculine or something directly tied to a masculine figure. That being Star-Lord. And not only would you attract the little kid boy market, you would also attract an overall Marvel fan market. And when I was pitching this video script, someone did tell me that there's maybe some kind of anti-gun rule because of something that happened with Walt Disney way back when. If you want to comment to me about that, or like not only for me, but then other people that might be interested in that, feel free to educate us further. But hearing that kind of an excuse for why there may not be a lot of like gun imagery or things like that. Which for me, I can rebuttal that a little bit. For one, in like Adventurelands and stuff, you have one of those traditional arcadey like water rifle or target shoot down thingies. So it's like you have one of those. Those are very much guns. But even for like if you want to pass by laser gun merchandise, I think it was the first time I ever went to a Disney park, I got like a Zerg gun. Hopefully I have some footage of that somewhere. Hopefully just a photo, otherwise I'll show probably an embarrassing young video. But that was one of the first things. So it's like I know Disney can do guns, specifically guns that are fictional and sci-fi and don't resemble a real life gun. And it's like, especially since like with that, you could buy that in the park and actively shoot it. Versus all I'm asking for is a gun that shoots bubbles. That's all I'm asking for is a literal bubble gun. Because it's one of the funniest things ever. It's one of the most harmless things ever. But a lot of people could buy this, especially if it looks good. Like if it looks cheap, I don't know, but like, you know, the little kids will take it up. But like for someone who's older like me, if I see a Star-Lord bubble blaster, I would probably take it. I mean, granted, like it fits more sense within like the Disney park context than that. So now, one of the thoughts I went through my mind is, could Disney really do that, especially in Florida, where they're not really allowed to do Marvel stuff because some kind of agreement they made with Universal when Disney bought Marvel, because the Universal park in Florida already has Marvel attractions. So kind of an agreement was, okay, Disney in Florida, because there's already Marvel rides here, you cannot make Marvel rides in your Disney parks. So it's like, could they get away with doing the Star-Lord Bubble Blaster in Florida versus because they're wanting to make Marvel sections in all of the other parks as well? Yes, because there is a Marvel ride within the Florida Disney parks. I'm assuming there was some kind of mutual agreement here. I mean, the Universal stuff wouldn't have covered this at all. But there is a Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot. I haven't had the opportunity to try myself. I think it opened up sometime after my last visit to Disney World, which, I mean, I don't know when that was. That was a long while ago. But still, the only Marvel thing in Disney World is a Star-Lord, or not Star-Lord, a Guardians of the Galaxy attraction, which makes even more sense to have a Star-Lord bubble gun. So you have no excuse to not do it in Florida. You have Marvel stuff and on every other, or at least soon to be on every other Disney park. Have some kind of extra bubble merch by expanding to the male demographic with Marvel. Disney, this is why you bought Marvel and Star Wars, was to appeal to the male demographic. Because all you were Disney princesses. And, of course, other stuff, of course. But that was just what they were known for at the time. So it's like, if you want to make a bigger impact and sell a lot of stuff and make things seem cooler than what they probably are, sell a Star-Lord Bubble Blaster, please. Whether or not I wouldn't buy it like if it was on Amazon or anything, but maybe if it was an official Marvel Legends item. But but if you make that into the Disney parks, I would willingly buy one as a souvenir because I love souvenirs. Please, Disney, just do that. Just please. I'm just gonna stop myself there before I become a broken record. But before we end, I just want to say a few things. With the Bubble Blaster stuff specifically, whatever your insights are, whether you're for it, against it, have some other logistics angle or whatever your insights are on the matter, feel free to comment that down below, and I should respond or have others respond, and hopefully we can all be civilized about it. And I also have a Discord server called the pubnfig, where if you want to mention it in there, feel free to. If you are new to it, it's in the description below, and I think a few other places as well. And if you are in there, please say something. So outside of that, this is kind of a little bit more of an update portion. If you are new to my channel, please stay anyway. That way you can potentially hear what else I kind of do on this channel and see if you're interested. If you are watching this long after I've posted this, you can see if I've actually remained faithful to what this plan is, or kind of see what videos I already would have at this point. But what I do plan on doing is catching up on a lot of my before you watch videos, because I know I missed a good bunch for phase 4. I'm still trying to catch up on those. But my goal is to hammer down at most of them, or at least more of the bigger movies that have more of a relation to other stuff, before the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. So that way, most of that's good for there, especially kind of Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home, because Multiverse of Madness is really big for the multiverse stuff, and No Way Home is a source you need going into Multiverse of Madness. So Multiverse of Madness, I have 90% of the way there as far as like a script. No Way Home, no idea yet for how to approach that. Would you have any ideas for that? Please let me know. As for the other video I'm in the middle of working on and will continue immediately after working on this, is my Eternals reaction video. So what I will be doing there, I have seen the movie already, but it's me watching it for the second time since the initial theatrical release, and just kind of giving my thoughts. Some of them being like, these are what I've been thinking on for years, and some of them are like, this is a little bit better here or a little bit worse here, or whatever. So it's more than just general reaction, it's a little bit of a dissection and stuff as well. So if you want to check that video out once I get that done, or if it's already out, please feel free to watch it. It's probably going to be really long, so I don't know. But that's kind of the general update so far. So just letting you guys know what's kind of coming down the pipeline, or if you're watching this in the future, what should already be available to watch in case you are interested. So I don't want to hold you guys any further. Again, please subscribe in case you want to stay up to date with some of these things. There are things I just said, or more videos like this, especially like smaller scope random videos like this. Which is probably more so just the first half of the video, because that'll let me know you guys are actually interested in that stuff, and I'll try to prioritize more of those videos. Otherwise, I'll just try working on what I know works or what I feel like needs to get done otherwise. So yeah, your input is very much valid, and becoming a broken record again. So see you guys later. Sayonara.